Yep.
Ooh, platinum. Legend of Korra, which is the follow-up to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is a cartoon series on Nickelodeon. So, uh, this is Platinum Games has developed a Legend of Korra game. Upon hearing about this game, I got very excited. I'm a big fan of the original series as well as this one. I'm pretty much caught up. If you have not caught up on Korra, there won't be any intentional, but there might be some unintentional spoilers in this video, so just a heads up. Okay, so as you see, you have light attack, heavy attack, ground pound, and you gain the abilities that you expect to from an Avatar related game. So you start off really powerful. So the game shows you what you can do. Kicking butt, taking names. Or, you know, kicking names, taking... Well, anyway. So, of course, it's a game, so we have to find a way for you to lose all those wonderful abilities. So the chi blockers from the first book of Korra manage to take away your bending. So this is a third-person action game. As you see in the upper left, you will gain the ability to switch between all four elements, but right now you are just relying on your martial arts skills because you don't bend anything at the very beginning of the game. It's a game, so of course you have to be weakened and reacquire your powers because that's just the way it is. There's some cool elements to the game, definitely. There's some more memorable combat sequences like the one you're seeing. One of my favorites. Countering is very important in this game. It looks, I mean, sad to say, this game is a kind of a victim of style over substance. It looks like the cartoon, it sounds like it, but I mean, it's not a horrible game, but it just has some issues that I'll be detailing kind of in a scatterbrained fashion as this video progresses. As you just saw, you can upgrade abilities by using them and gaining the little lights and the little shards or whatever that enemies drop when you kill them, or the stuff that's in boulders or barrels.
This might be an opportunity to get your firebending back.
Yeah, and
Focus your anger.
as you go through the game, you'll see Janora there, who is Tenzin's daughter, Aang's granddaughter, and she will give you some tips on how you can reacquire all of your abilities. I mean, the game looks fantastic. It's just when you play it, like this is an example. There's a small quick-time event sequence that some of the more powerful enemies have you go through. But the notifications appear on the screen for a fraction of a second. Not to mention that when bending is thrown at you, you can kind of counter it and throw it back. But there's so many chi blockers who use the electricity, you can't do anything with the electricity. So you just have to dodge it. Now you can dodge weapons like these bowlers here, which always feels kind of cool when you get the timing down for that, but I just found that too many sections of the game you deal with enemies who throw things at you that, unless they're punching or kicking you, you can't counter. And then there are times that the game just kind of gets cheap. And it does kind of throw the same slightly higher level enemies at you, just wearing different clothing. Like, you'll recognize these guys because you'll see them. The one guy's an earthbender, the one guy's a firebender, and the other guy is a waterbender. And you'll see them a lot. There they are again. Along the way, there'll be some sort of infinite running sequences with your polar bear dog named Naga. They break up the gameplay, but they're not that impressive. I enjoyed this section with Naga more than the infinite running and platforming I guess because there was more combat involved. Like I said, the game, it looks gorgeous. There's just so many things that they did right, but then just some things that just don't quite work out, that you just wonder, like, had they gone the extra mile, it just would have been that much better. I'm also a little hesitant to be as critical because this is a $15 game, but I have to be fair. Like, I just found lots of parts of it frustrating. And this Uncle Iroh, who has a spirit shop, you can buy items and upgrade abilities, your bending abilities. Most of the items I never bothered to use, other than things that were health related, because I just didn't see the point. And initially, like this example, this mech boss, the first time you fight it, you think, oh man, this is right out of the cartoon, it looks fantastic. The problem is you'll be fighting these same mechs the entire game. They only made like maybe 6 enemies, and they just change color. They don't really, there's not a whole lot of variety. And I guess I'm kind of torn between the fact that it's a $15 game, but it just, for so much great presentation, it's like, had they just gone a little bit further, it just, I don't know, this would have been that much more special. I think my affinity for the show really carried me through the whole thing, because I feel like if you don't like the show or want to see the story, because there are, you know, there are a lot of, you know, straight out of the cartoon, well, they're new segments. And I love the show, so of course I want to see what else is going to happen. It's just, I don't know. And I'd love to, and I can't even talk. At the main menu, there is a pro bending option, which you can only unlock after you finish the game. I'm stuck on the final boss, so I'm having to show you the pro bending sections within the game because I didn't unlock pro bending because the final boss is incredibly cheap. So I'll stick. I mean, I think I've seen enough of the game to judge it, but I don't know. It's so great, but just missing something.